what you are seeing over here is a back wall that is gonna be utilized for an AV unit. An AV unit stands for audio and video, basically entertainment center. And this house is the same house where we installed the master bedroom closet, the small one that I showed before on the prior video. So what I want to start with this time is to show you just a little bit of the thinking behind starting the process of even building, basically the thinking behind taking dimensions, because this is the part that is, in my opinion, really critical for the installation to go as smooth as possible. So you have over here the back wall, and you see this existing fireplace with bricks. There is no way we're gonna get into removing all this brick. Is a waste of time. It's a waste of energy, money, and everything else. So what we do is we wrap around the whole existing fireplace, but I have some critical parts to consider. The first one, let me pick up a tool over here to show you. Okay, let's use red. Okay, the first one is the existing fireplace. So this becomes to me my center line, and I'm gonna be focusing on working my way to the sides. Okay, and this is even before receiving any cabinets at all. It's just taking dimensions. And the other critical part that I have is that I have the overall width of the wall, the fireplace wall, and it's a brick. It's a type of brick that is not consistent. I don't have a straight edge over here. Okay, so to compensate for any mistakes, what I tend to do is I take my level, I throw a line, a straight line, plumb. I make a mark on the floor. I do the same thing on the other side, and then I offset the dimension by, I don't know what this is. Okay, I offset the dimension by 3/4 this direction. Okay, 3/4 and 3/4. So thinking like that, what it gives me is the opportunity. Let me bring another thing that I'm doing over here. Okay, this is the CAD drawing, and let me show you before that. This is how it's gonna look. Okay, so going back to what I was talking about, the fireplace, this is my center line, my center point, my center reference. And also you can see over here I have a mantle, I have a TV that is gonna be mounted on a false panel that is behind. I'm just coloring over here with red the exposed panel that you're gonna see. And what I was saying was I want to offset the dimension by 3/4 and 3/4. And the reason why for me 3/4 is important is because lately, the last 5 years, I've seen walls really bad that are going from 1/2 inch of plumb to 1.5 inches. That bad is what I'm seeing. The fact is that this existing wall is an old wall, so I'm not expecting 1.5 inches off, but I want to be protected and be 3/4 and 3/4 void space. It will allow me to be completely plumb with my cabinets and without having to chip into the existing bricks. Okay, so that's the thinking behind what I'm showing you over here. And over here you see the interior of the cabinet is gonna have a beadboard back panel over there, and this is the top view, which if I do zoom in over here, I can tell you this represent the bricks. Okay, and I'm gonna change colors over here, and this represents the 3/4 void space. This over here represents the TV panel. Okay, so let's go to the CAD software right here. There you have it. This is the bricks, this is the boiler space, but then also you see over here this little block. Well, this is not actually a block. What I always ask over here is for an L clit, and preferably I ask for it to be 8 inches, the width 8 inches by probably 4 inches going this way. Okay, like that. It doesn't have to be miter. I just went automatically. It doesn't have to be miter. The purpose of that L clit is because after installing the side components, I'm free to go and measure what the thickness of the TV plus the bracket plus whatever accessory the client is going to have, like for example a speaker, bar, or any other any other accessory that they're going to have with the TV. I measure the thickness, and that allows me to move in and out this panel, because this is, up to this moment, this is adjustable because I do have the L brackets with me. And what I like about it, of being 8 inches or more, 10 inches, I have one for there, one for the right, one for the bottom, and one for the top. Okay, what I like about it is that it gives me enough meat, enough wood, in order to put the screws far away from the edges, that when the TV is hung, the TV covers the screws, and I don't have to be looking for any solid surface back here, any 2x4s or any concrete screws to screw it to the bricks. I don't have to do any of that. The L brackets becomes my studs. Okay, so that's the most important thing that happens in my mind when I'm measuring for something like this. And obviously, after providing dimensions, I go from here to the wall, like for example this is 46, but then this column that is going to act like a filler, I always give an extra inch. So in reality, the overall of this over here, the overall dimension of what I'm going to receive, it's 47. The 1 extra inch is coming on the filler. This gives me 1 inch of scribing for whenever I'm installing, if the walls are bad. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you before getting into all the details on how this went about when the installation time came in. Now we are into full installation mode, and while I'm preparing myself on becoming a full carpenter, I want to point out a few things over here. First off is, you see the blankets covering the floor. This is, I explained already this in prior videos, where we lay thick blankets like furniture blankets underneath, and then we tie everything with tarps. It's just painter's tarps. This prevents from sliding. And the second thing is, you see Fernando over here, he's unwrapping some of the parts. This is the way that we transport things, because everything is coming fully finished. It's a satin. It's not regular white, I believe this one. This is, I believe it's Swiss Coffee, but it's really close to regular white. And we always protect everything because we don't want to be refinishing stuff on the field. And the other thing I want to point out is the left side that you see over there, where I'm measuring right now. There is where all the wires are going to be coming to the center, or to the TV, because there is where all the components are going to be. So I'm trying to figure it out, how I'm going to chase everything to the center. And it turned out that the AV guy showed up and he gave me extra housing, and everything went from the left to the ceiling and to the center. Now you see me over here with the big level, and what I'm doing here is transferring a straight line down to the floor, just like I talked at the beginning of the video. And this is not the final step before starting leveling the tokics, because I went ahead and transferred that straight line, that plumb line, from the bricks. And you see me over there putting some masking tape on the floors. Green is my best choice. It doesn't ruin any finish surface, and it has good strength to hold almost on every surface. And also it makes your lines pop much easier than anything else. On the right you see blue because I didn't have more green with me at that moment. Anyways, so after picking that up, and you see me over there putting the tape measurement from the floor, and you see the laser line. I'm just trying to assess the situation where I want to find out how bad the floor is. It's finished floors, so I'm gonna have to be scribing the tokics. And now it comes the critical part. See the floor, the tape measurement. I'm taking the dimension from the right line to the left line, because I'm finding the center line. After finding the center line, then I'm gonna go to the right and to the left, and basically the dimension that I'm gonna split in two, it's the width of the mantle, and it is 73 inches, the overall dimension of the mantle. That will tell me exactly where to start with my legs, with my columns, the columns that goes to the left and to the right of the lower cabinets. Now I'm jumping ahead a little bit, and there you see the panel that I was talking about, where I was starting, and also you see my level across to make sure everything is level, and the orange housing that you see on these pictures, it's where everything is going to be chased to the TV. Over here you see already some of the uppers, the columns, and also the mantle being in place to figure out how I'm going to install the panel. At this point I haven't screwed any cabinets to the wall. That's why you see my string over here, because I have to check that they are straight. Then when I have them straight, I use my stands to keep the opening equal up and down. Then I go ahead and screw them to the wall. Now what you see here is my template material that I utilize to do a template for my countertops. This way I only cut once and it fits perfectly all the time. Then on this same cabinet where you saw the template, I made a cutout on the left because there is the electrical outlet and also the wiring that is gonna be chased through the orange hose to the TV. And here is how we left that day. We couldn't go any further than this because I had to wait for the solid surface people to install their hearth, and also for the people to install the solid material covering the bricks below the mantle. At the top of the mantle there will be my wood panel with the same finish of the cabinets that is gonna hold the TV. The TV is gonna be mounted on a wall bracket, but the bracket is gonna be installed on the panel. So also I still have to do crown molding all the way across. So again, this is the way I left it. I will be showing you the results in another video. Thank you for watching.